Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to the Pain-Free and Playful Heart Sisterhood. Today is Friday, February 25, when I'm doing this video, and hope you've all had a really great week. Today, what am I doing? I'm already progressing the day far ahead. So today I wanted to talk about and share with you about moving our bodies with more ease. And so, I just want to ask you, do you find yourself like not wanting to get onto the floor because it's like, wow, if I, get onto the floor, I'm not sure I'm going to make it up off the floor because, maybe you've got that consistent pain that's happening in your hips or knees, or it could even be in your lower back. There might be things that you're not even reaching for because you're like, no, that just is a no-go for the back and the shoulder. Can't do that. Or finding yourself wanting to avoid even picking up your children or grandchildren because it's just plain hurting. So today, this is all for you to give you some hope, and that it's not going to be forever, like that. And I, I would like to share a little story with you. I had a client years ago, and she had just recently had major back surgery. And so, with back surgeries, there are certain precautions that they have to follow. And she was following all of those. The main one is not twisting, like twisting your trunk, and picking up things that are too heavy. Those are some main ones. But the biggest thing that she was having trouble with was getting out of a chair. And it's necessary. She had to go to the bathroom. She needed to get up and do her walking to keep herself moving. And so I shared with her this concept that we're going to talk about today. I said, okay, yep, you've just had major surgery. There's a lot of pain, happening there. And I want you to hear this. I want you to hear this. You might even be saying, oh, Wendy, I don't, I haven't had major surgery. This doesn't apply to me. Yes, this applies to you. Okay, this totally applies to you. If you have ongoing pain or even intermittent pain that comes and goes throughout the day, this is for you. Okay. So I said, okay, this is what I want to invite you to do. I said, I want you, let's right now explore some places in your body that actually feel good, that aren't painful. She's like, okay, I can do that. So she went through, she, moved her wrist around. She moved her little finger around, you know, and then we even had her, she like bent her knee back and forth. She was sitting down at this point. And I said, okay, do you see how that, how that feels? And she says, yeah. She said, my hips and my knees and, like my wrists and my shoulder, they don't hurt. And I said, okay, great. So what I'm inviting you to do right now is I said, I want you to focus on how easy it is to move those areas the next time you stand up. And so she said, okay, great. All right. Okay, let's do this. So, and we'd already practiced standing up twice before that. And it was really a painful, excruciating experience for her. And I said, yeah, just focus on how easy it is, how easy it is with those other areas. And just as that little saying goes, what you focus on expands, that was the case for her. Definitely in this experience, she focused on that. She stood up the next time. She's like, wow, that was that. It reminds me of the Staples button. That's easy. That's easy. The easy button, and it was easier. And so it's not just for this client of mine several years ago, that had, back surgery. This concept is for you as well. It's not some woo-woo voodoo thing either. There's lots of science behind it. And So what I just invite you to do today is just notice, okay, is there certain movements I'm avoiding? What are those movements? And those movements that you're avoiding, I invite you to try it on the other side. Does it hurt that same way? Like when you bend your knee, like going downstairs. Okay, if it's really hurting on the right knee as you go down the stairs, what happens when you bend the left knee going down the stairs? And we're like, well, Wendy, I'm already doing that. I'm already trying that. Good. I'm glad. And then even with, I talked to some people in this group that have been having some shoulder issues. Once again, just really exploring how that other side feels, that easy side. And when you find that ease, go and just move through, you know, 10, 20 repetitions of that and just feeling the ease and recheck the other side. And I usually advise people to do at least 2 sets of that 10 to 20 reps on that easy side. And I just invite you to explore this concept today. Notice, hey, if I sit down in my chair with my feet closer together, how does that feel versus spreading my feet a little wider apart? It's becoming curious, just really getting curious about what's happening with our bodies. Because what happens is so often when we have pain, we just keep focusing. I've got to get rid of this pain. I've got to get rid of this pain, which actually can create more pain in our body because we become even more stressed about the situation and our muscles tense up and more nerves are firing, when we do that. So I would love to hear from you in the comments below what your notices are about this today, and share with us. Anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for showing up, and take care. And I will see you next week for some more juicy bits of information regarding pain and moving with more ease in our lives. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye-bye.